Ayo, so around half a year ago, I'd said I'd make an analysis video, but I've been lazy. But today I figured I might as well do it, and Burstie said I could use any of his YouTube videos. If you don't know Burstie, uh, top NA champion multiple times, basically one of, if not the best support players out there. So I figured we could do an analysis video on one of his YouTube videos. I just chose this because it's a grand finals. It's against basically FTW or Backpink versus AR or Radiance, and it's NA versus EU.
Yeah, no shot. They're terrified of us.
So we should ban Humpback in camp or Humpback Reef if we win?
Back reef.
Okay.
Okay, so the comp is Bamboo, Machine, Squeeze, and Zap. One thing I noticed about this comp right away is that it's a lot more of a defend a position and punish the opponent for trying to push forward, rather than your team itself tries to push forward. Like Bamboo and Squeeze aren't really that good at gaining turf on their own or pushing up on their own. And because their only weapon that can do it is the machine, I expect Burstie to not only be like the main paint of this team because the other weapons can't paint too well, but also help aggress when they need to, but also mainly rely on babysitting zone.
When we win.
The other team is Explo, Rapid, H3, Splash. One thing I noticed is the Explo and Rapid are two like poke damage weapons. So Burstie needs to play safe to make sure that he doesn't get like punished for positioning bad and just get like 90'd by the Expo or just get directed by the Rapid. And also they have an H3. I know H3 is usually a support, but Obito doesn't really play like a support. So I think Obito would fall into this category of these other two weapons, where like he needs to watch out where he's positioning, or else he could just get one bursted, directed, or just 90'd by an Expo. I'm expecting their Splash to basically paint around and also Shark and get kills for them too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Double ball. No LD. We outscale super hard.
So one thing right off the bat, a top player. This is what separates top players from non-top players. Checks the map right away, compares his teammates' gear to the opponents. He's like, hey, we have last ditch, they don't. And because they have last ditch, the longer this game goes on, the more advantage his team has. So he's like, hey, we outscale.
Yeah.
I don't have LD. My bad.
Okay, so interesting choice to open up this way, I'm assuming. Usually, I think support players like to go through mid, paint around mid. That way they can apply pressure on zone right away. But I think the reason why I did it is because one, he wants to support his teammate, and two, the other team has like two weapons that can poke across mid real easily. So he's basically bait for the Rapid and Expo if they decide to go through mid. The H3 can also their H3 plays aggressively, likes to shark, likes to burst people. So he has to be cautious of that. Their Splash also likes to shark a lot. So he knows that if he goes through mid, basically all four of these weapons are looking for a pick on him. So he decides to go wrap around instead and play a bit safe.
All good.
Left, H3.
So now they know that H3 is far left. He checked the map. He knows that the other three are positioned around here. So he is, I'm assuming, going to get his armor and try to get a push off. But because he knows that one of their painters, the H3, is far left, he knows that his team is probably at a better advantage around the zone when it comes to capping, just because their painter is far positioned and irrelevant to the zone.
Painting zones.
I think it's
They're
just
gonna
the
run through.
H3.
Expo left zone. Expo splash left zone.
It's just the H3 left.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, the Splash and Expo there would have been able to kill him if he went cross through this way. I have a map thing just for this. Let me find it. Plans, I think. Snapper. So yeah, if he was here, usually support players like this area, but I'm pretty sure just because the Explo's effective range is this entirety over here. Okay. I think it's dirty, but yeah. So instead he goes around here, his teammates here. He knows that the H3 is over here. He knows that he can fight for zone better around here because his teammates are yeah, I give up on this.
Okay. Armor. There's two left street. H3's alone.
Okay, so they have a pick on their main painter. He knows that around zone his teammates are good to go, and he decides to rush their H3 with his squeezer. The reason why is if he can kill their painter, you basically win the paint at mid for free. Like if their H3 and Expo are dead, they basically gain turf across the entire map. So that's why he prioritizes this kill.
H3 left.
One dead.
Okay, so they're 2 down for 4v2. This is a good position for them to.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm fighting him.
Okay, he decides to hard dedicate and drop down and go for the H3. Usually this would be a bad play. But because they already won mid, they already have cap, it's better to go for this kill. Usually, like, let's just
Coming,
say
coming.
the situation was
There's
different.
2 left street,
Expo
H3's
there,
alone
Expo
on
there.
left.
H3 left.
So
One dead.
let's just say right here, instead of getting kills, his teammates traded. Let's just say it's like a 2v2, and one of them's far over here. Yes, he could rush with his entire team, with his teammate to get this pick here, but what happens is they're both irrelevant from zone. They're both so far away. Their respawns could rush in from the top here and punish them over here. And then they would basically lose the fight at mid. The opponents would paint all over mid, and they would be in a bad position. But because they already won mid, their objective changes from painting around the map to just clean up the kills, because even if he like happens to die here, which would be bad, I'm pretty sure like what do you call it? It'd still be overall beneficial for his entire team.
Dead.
Yeah, I'm fighting him.
He's top right. He's gonna jump.
Fighting him. I'm going
Is he
in bubble.
jumping? Yeah.
Jumped.
So another thing, not only was his decision to drop down and fight that H3 good, his decisions during that fight were also really good. One thing I want people to notice is how he isn't just rushing forward trying to get the kill. He knows that his teammate is there to help him. So instead of just going forward here and trying to get this kill, he says, hey, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to wait behind this wall until my teammate's here to cover me. So he plays it safe. He waits for his teammates.
He's top right.
He has height. He has paint. His teammate's here. And his teammate is going to rush forward this way. And he sees that his teammate's rushing forward that way. So he decides to... he knows that H3 can only either take that fight right there or run away up through this ramp. So he knows that, so he decides to try to sandwich the H3.
He's gonna jump.
Fighting him.
So he approaches from a different angle.
I'm going in
He's
bubble.
jumping.
Jumped.
Jump.
So really good decisions to fight itself, and really good decisions within the fight to just play safe, play patient, which I think a lot more supports need to do. So many Zap supports are wannabe front lines, and they try to go for kills right away. One thing I want you to notice is his objective now is to instantly go back to mid, be relevant to the zone, help around the zone.
HP. I have bubble
missiles.
soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop now.
You can set them on the
There's
zone
two,
early.
They're going two right. All
Okay.
snipe. One in square. I missed the ball.
All rushing.
They're literally all on their snipe.
Armor rushing
Yeah.
snipe. Dropping with armor snipe.
Yeah.
Right, Keo. On me.
So, okay.
One
Okay, you're
shot.
alone.
Okay, so one thing I want you guys to notice, it seems like nothing's happening here, right?
Two right.
Just like basic, boring support gameplay, just babysit the zone. But one thing I want you to notice is who he's positioning around. To his right, there's the bamboo. To his left, there's a squeezer. If either the bamboo or the squeezer gets rushed, he's there to paint and stall at the engagement, and these two weapons excel when they have turf around them and the opponents are trying to rush them. They can punch that so hard, and he's there to make that possible. And if he gets rushed, in return, these two weapons can just cover him. So just making sure that he's in between them. One, he's relevant to zone. He's close to zone. He can always paint it if need be. He's close to his other two teammates, so if they call out that they need help, he's there to help them right away. The one teammate he's not supporting is their machine. And the reason why that's okay is because the machine probably has QR. The machine doesn't really matter if he dies. Okay, that's weird to put away like that, but his death isn't as important as like these other two weapons dying. The special's a splashdown. You want this weapon to just basically trade or force out specials of the opponents early, and he knows that, and he knows that's not that important to support. Like it's worth it if like he's in immediate danger and you're able to help your other weapon, but he knows what's important is to play zone here. So although it seems like nothing's happening, his decision making of just staying here and playing patient here is what's good.
All
Okay.
snipe. One in square. I missed the ball.
Armor rushing.
They're literally all on their snipe.
Armor rushing snipe. Dropping with armor snipe.
Yeah.
Right, Keo. On me. One
Okay, you're
shot.
alone. Bowling in zone.
And another thing, notice how a rapid painted and potentially was going to rush the bamboo.
Snipe, dropping with armor, snipe.
Yeah.
Right, Kyo.
The moment he sees that his bamboo might be pressured, look at what he does.
On me.
Paints that path. Now the bamboo can't get rushed, and that guy's just gonna get cornered and died.
One
Okay, you're
shot.
alone. Bowling.
It's because he's positioned here that allowed him to react that fast. He's already covering up his teammates over here. This is what makes a top support player a top one. The efficiency at what he's doing and his understanding of what's important.
Zone.
In zone.
Yeah.
Farewell.
The rapid's stuck in mid.
Yeah.
Again, right there. So Kyo is over here. He decides splashdown, and he's almost about to get rushed. He's in a position where he's able to help that. So he just goes over there real quick and tries to help his teammate. He's like, oh shit, my teammate just used a splash hole. He's about to get rushed. Let me just help.
Well,
The rapid's stuck in mid.
So he just paints this area. And might not seem like a lot, but painting that allows Kyo to run away further if he needs to, or punish a person that's stuck in your ink.
Yeah. He's
And because he did that, that person backed up.
backing left street. I see 3 left street.
Going.
Nice, I can armor in a sec. I'm really close. Armoring?
So another thing, he armors before he gets it, rather than after he gets it. Too many people say, okay, I have armor now. Whereas burstie says, I can armor in a sec, wait a sec, you know. That way your teammates know to play passive just for a couple seconds, that way they can get the armor, instead of like trading right before it. Another thing I want you to notice is he switched from supporting over here to over here. The reason why is because the Expo is up top over here. The Expo is extremely good at just stalling out zone for free. And the best way to counter that so that you actually gain points is to position here and paint more aggressively. That way he can cover this entire part and just provide bombs spam over here.
Got you.
Nice.
Street, in the street.
Snipe.
On the wall, on the bunker. Left
I
bunker.
can't.
Yeah, back.
I'll watch left.
H respawn street.
They
Can you
have
stall?
ballers.
Can you guys stall for my? This
Yeah. I'll go back up and paint right zone.
A lot street.
So another thing, it went from so basically over here, they're winning, and they want as many points as possible. So he's in an aggressive spot to ensure that the zone doesn't get stopped. That way they can get as many points as they can while they're winning. Over here, what happened is they dedicated all their specials, and the opponents are now going to get their specials, and they know that they're about to get pushed in. So instead of trying to maintain an aggressive spot and overextending and dying, he already preemptively he decides to fall back before they even start pushing. It's a decision like this that allows them to just stay alive the entire game.
stall. Can you guys stall for my? This
Yeah. I'll go back up and paint.
It's like they don't even have special, but he already knows it's better if I position here because I'm not going to get rushed, and that way I can watch zone more. And it doesn't really matter that he's leaving the K shot by himself, or because not K shot, K machine, because the K machine can already just play by himself. It's like a solo rogue flank kind of weapon.
Right zone.
A lot street.
I need
What?
help. I might
Dropping
die.
street. H3. He armor.
Three.
Stop in the street. They're mid.
So like he predicts, like they start pushing up now, and he's already next to his teammates who can support.
Left.
One swing you right.
On me left.
On right.
One's right.
On me
One's right.
left. One HP. He's not low. You need to help
Shooting
fight
for you.
left.
Yeah.
He's top left.
I'll watch tree.
Okay, so if I were to critique something here, it's the fact that although it might not seem like a lot, he's painting from this side of the block. I think it would have been better if he was painting around here, but even then, he's more vulnerable to like their Expo and Rapid there. So it's like he decides to play it safe, while his teammates are kind of hard dedicating left side. So if he was painting from the like where my cursor is right now, he would have been able to help Biscuit when Biscuit was calling on my left sooner.
I need
What?
help. I might
Dropping
die.
street. H3. He
I
armor.
knocked three.
Stop in the street.
So he plays really passive here, which is all right. I understand why he does it, and I think it's also a good decision in itself. Because if he was painting from here, they just armored, they're probably going to rush this part. The only issue is his teammates are dedicating left, so even though I think playing here is the correct play, because his teammates are kind of overextended on the left, it would have been better to play around your team.
They're mid. 2.
Left.
One swing you right.
On me left.
On right.
One's right.
On me left. One HP.
So although they do get the cap, his teammate dies. And that's unfortunate, but what he does here is also really smart, where he pre-fires for his team. He knows that, one of our frontline, or one of our weapons died, our other weapon is also about to get rushed. He understands that. He knows that. So what he does, he just preemptively fires the spots where ice could get rushed from. He knows that ice is going to fall back here. And he knows that in order for the other person to rush, they need to go up from here or down through here. So he's just going to pre-fire.
He's not low. He's not low. You need to help
Shooting
fight
for you.
left.
So he's just shooting around here, and just because he was shooting there, opponent falls back. The same exact concept as what happened early with Keo when Keo was pushing up on the far right, and he just painted there and forced them back.
Yeah.
He's still
Top left,
here.
top left.
I'll watch tree. I'll watch tree.
In that street, rapid.
Top left.
Traded.
Nice trade.
Again, he tries to go to the aggressive spot. It's a trade. They have special. They're probably gonna push it in, so I expect him to fall back here.
Still left.
Let's
Left
splash. He bomb rush.
Right.
He bomb rush. He bomb rush.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, no, that was good. Because he stayed here, he got his armor, and he just basically tries to go for a quick counter push.
Nice.
Nice.
Just Expo street with H3.
Both street, H3 and Expo. Expo has ball.
H3 1.
Oh no.
I'm close
Fuck,
to bubble.
Expo
kinda.
snipe.
Expo's
Expo rapid
rapid
snipe.
On me left. I got shark.
I can't help you.
Can't.
I'm running. I'm running.
In that street.
coming now.
Zone, rapid.
Yeah, you're
I
alone.
can't help.
Okay, so he tries to do the same thing where he tries to support Keo, but Keo overextends a bit, and he's not there in time to support him.
And there's street a lot.
So now they're one down. They know they're about to get rushed. If I were him, I would try just apply safe pressure here, like fall back, just spam bombs, but just prioritize your life right now because they have specials. We know they're gonna rush in, and let's see what he does.
Rapid right zone. I'm on
Got
HP.
him.
Bomb rushing left. Care. Could bomb rush your bubbles.
Careful.
Go in.
There's one
Nice,
right,
that's nice.
One striking right. One striking right.
Okay, so they're 2 down, 4v2. Seems like a pretty advantageous position. They should armor and just rush forward. And 2 of his teammates are dedicating far left though, so
I think one sharking left. It's H3.
Missile.
I'm gonna armor.
Yeah. H3 1.
H3 missile. Expo right alone.
Yeah, he's all the way top right.
I'm gonna help Biscuit left. They
H3
keep
bottom
staying
left.
close. There's one
Top
above us,
left.
Biscuit.
H3 1.
Actually, right? No, actually,
coming back.
right.
Explo and rapid.
okay, so that was a failed push. To explain why.
Care.
So basically they get pushed back, but they now have a counter push going. They have numbers here, and they're about to have armor.
Bomb rush your bubbles. Armor.
Yeah.
So what should happen here is they should just rush. But what happens is nobody calls out what they're going to do with armor. Nobody shot calls, nobody's doing anything. So I think basically what happens is burstie does basically a ring around the rosy around the zone, not really able to do anything. Because he should have either just rushed far left and is cleaned the far left with his teammates, or his teammates should have rushed with him through mid and clear out this area and gain more turf. Basically, what ends up happening is they just kind of walk around the zone, fall back. They don't gain anything from this armor, which is unfortunate. There should have been more coordination within the team to decide what to do with the armor.
H3 1.
H3 missile. Expo right alone.
Yeah, he's all the way top right.
I'm gonna help Biscuit left. They
H3
keep staying
bottom
close.
left.
Yeah, you see how like he's not dedicating to anything, which is like usually good and neutral, but when you armor and when you want to push forward, you want to gain turf. You want to do something with that armor. And they're unable to do that, so they just kind of waste their specials to gain nothing. And because of that, their opponents are going to have specials, and they're not going to have specials for their next push. So they're naturally going to lose zone, I believe, in the next push. Or I
There's one above us,
think that's
Biscuit.
going to happen.
H3 1.
Yeah.
Actually, right?
So they
No,
get picked on the
actually,
right. So another thing, Keel pushed far right. Burstie ended up rotating to the left. There should have been coordination between Keo and Burstie. Keo should have called out, yo, I'm going to rush right, or something like that. But unfortunate, mistakes like this happen all the time.
Explo and rapid
There's 2
right.
left. 2 left. 2 left. They drop. 2 left.
I got one.
One thing I do want you to notice, though, is how consistent he is at keeping the zone painted. This entire time, it's been ticking for them. This situation, though, they're basically getting counter push. 2v4, it's looking bad. I expect him to fall back, but his teammate is also on the far left. So he could rotate over to his teammate on the left side and support that there. But that would be the riskier play.
90. My bad. Just you, Biscuit.
Rapid in zone. Maybe going
They
left.
He's
armored
pushing,
for me?
pushing off armor, pushing off
They
Yeah.
armor.
armored for me. They armored for me.
Just deeper.
Okay, really smart. So what happens here is because he's good enough, he knows like how much pressure he can apply while staying alive. So like his number one priority here is staying alive, which he does. But instead of just like hard running back to his own base and just giving their entire team this entire turf for free, he still pressures it by spamming bombs, painting a bit. And also another reason why he's staying here instead of just falling back is because his teammate is far left. if his teammate decides to like escape through here, just because Burstie's here, I'm still painting this area. That's still an option for Biscuit, the squeezer. But once he notices that Biscuit just jumps out, he decides that there's no point in holding this part anymore because it's not contributing towards my teammates. Because Biscuit is over here, he decides, okay, it's worth fighting for this a little bit, play a bit passive. I'm still going to prioritize my life, but I'll still try to contest this area. But the moment his teammate jumps out, he's like, all right, it's not worth it. I'm not contesting it. It's irrelevant.
Rapid in zone, maybe going left.
He's
armor
pushing,
for me?
pushing off armor, pushing off
Yeah.
armor.
So right now, okay, my teammate jumped out. This part isn't needed anymore. We don't care about this. Right now, what matters is getting special and pushing it together.
They armored for me.
Just deep
That's exactly what he does.
Rapid might push our zone or street with ball. There's two going
Watch
right.
watch our flank. Watch our flank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be the H3 flanking. Or Splash is bottom left.
Okay, another thing. When he's get told to watch his flank, instead of literally walking over way to the left and like checking for a flank, he just opens his map.
Ball. There's two going
Watch
right.
watch our flank. Watch our.
Yeah, so like right there, right here. It's purple. It's not yellow. If this is purple, they can't jump over. They can't make that jump. So he knows that there's no flank just because of that. So instead of like literally swimming over here, checking for a flank, swimming back and trying to paint zone, he just instantly check map. It's good. Check map. It's good. And then they go for a push, I think. But just that efficiency and his ability to just check the map and see right away is something I think a lot more players should try to do. Just implementing maps into your day-to-day gameplay.
flank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be the H3 flanking. Or Splash is bottom left.
Nice trade.
Armoring?
So he decides to armor push here. Their machine traded for an Expo. So basically, the weapon that can't paint traded for their main painter. What this means is that now they can paint contest zone. And Burstie instantly armors and tries to capitalize on this.
Molly right.
Flashed it in left zone, and H3's far left. Rapid right.
Splash one.
Rapid one right.
Two from this
Rapid
one.
far right backing. He's 1 HP.
Okay. Another thing I want to point out. He gets three shots on this rapid right here. But guess what? He doesn't dedicate. He doesn't try to kill him. He just falls back and he understands that right now what's more important is getting penalty here. And I think so many other zaps, like mid-level +2 player zaps, would have tried to rush and get that kill there. The thing is, if the zap and the rapid fight, it doesn't really matter. Like even if you get that kill, the rapid wasn't really painting the zone anyway. This weapon can't paint. So even if he like dedicates and goes way far off, so like let's explain. The rapid's here and he's here, right? The rapid probably would have fallen back way over here. So in order to chase him, he would have to go over here. And one thing I want you to notice is even if they fight over here, he's irrelevant to the zone. What matters right now is this square right here. That's what's the most important. Even if he gets this kill, even if he wins that 1v1, keep in mind this isn't a guarantee. He could have traded. Trading there would have been a loss. Losing that 1v1 would have been a loss. And by the way, Rapid punishes people that overextend hard. So even though he got 3 shots, he's like, okay, unfortunate that the Rapid didn't die, but I'm going to fall back and instantly prioritize zone. Like, get your priorities straight if you're a support player. Understand that zone is what matters. Like, if the Squeezer Bamboo was watching that for him, he would have died. Unfortunate it's not, and it's oh well. Just let me keep my priorities straight. And Burstie is honestly really good. So many other players would have just overextended, probably traded for that kill.
Splash one.
Rapid one right.
Two from this
Rapid
one.
far right backing. He's 1 HP.
Give me cap.
Trying.
Left.
So yeah, Biscuit called out, can we cap? And if he went over to kill that rapid, guess what? He wasn't in a positions cap. But because he decided to stay back to where his team is, he can cap. Or hopefully they can cap. Another thing, if he went all the way over here to kill that rapid, even if he wins that 1v1, guess what? His teammates are over here. He has no support from his team. What's going to happen is the other team's just going to rush in through here, and they're going to position here, cut his access to zone, and kill him. So that's why that 1v1, although it seems like it would have been good for him to rush that rapid, actually 200 IQ to not rush.
H3 I think.
Two right.
H3, yeah. H3 coming from left.
I got rapid.
Nice kill.
H3 still left.
Pushing, he fell off.
Nice.
I can armor soon. Wait, chill.
Another thing, I can armor soon. Chill. What I mentioned earlier, calling out before you have armor. But yeah, they're just in a really good position. Actually, similar to that push earlier where they were 4v2. Hopefully this time they actually gain something with their armor though.
Popping, popping. Fight.
H3 left, H3 left.
Okay, so that fight call out. I think that's what makes it good. So like, remember earlier when I said they used special and they didn't get anything because there was no coordination? Just that compared to this push, we're simply just calling out fight. Just makes it clear of what you want with the armor. He wants the other teams to get wiped with this armor. So instantly,
Popping, popping. Fight.
instantly, all his teammates are okay, let's just wipe him, quick and easy, and then they can get zoned.
H3 left, H3 left.
He won't
No,
kill.
Low backing left. They jumped to left. They jumped.
Okay, so he pushes up to their court, or their street, trying to look for a fight, but unfortunately he doesn't find a fight. But the fact that they gained all this turf through that armor just because that simple call out of fight is, I think, something that should be noted, compared to like the earlier push where their entire team just ended up not doing anything.
Jumped to left.
He jumped.
Wrap it in
I'm
the
dead.
street. Wrap it in the
Help
street.
left, I need help left. Help left.
Okay, so another thing, what he's doing right here is actually really smart. So he said fight, and his teammates are fighting on far left. To explain, his teammates are fighting here. So there's like probably like a 2v3 or 2v2 happening right here. He ended up being right here by himself. But there's an X-Splasher and a Rapid right here. Basically, what it seems like is that like it might seem like the Zap's doing nothing here, right? Like, how are you contributing to this fight? But what Burstie's doing right here is Burstie is painting this entire area right here. Like, Burstie is like, this is my zone, this is my turf, back off, because he knows that the Expo and the Rapid can't paint. And as long as Burstie keeps this area painted, the Expo and the Rapid, they can't reach over here. So although he's not contributing directly to this 2v2 over here, because he's preventing these two weapons from access, like he's denying access from these two weapons to like contribute over here. So although he's not contributing directly, he is helping this 2v2 by cutting off access of the Rapid and the Expo. And he's doing that, and keep in mind, he's doing this through turf. He's doing this by simply painting. And it's because he understands this concept of, as long as I paint here, they can't approach this part. It's what allows him to make this play.
Low backing left. They jumped to left. They jumped to left.
He jumped.
Wrap it
I'm
in the
dead.
street. Wrap it in the street.
You see how he's like just applying pressure. He's like, nope, I'm not letting you cross through. I'm not letting you help over here. So his teammates, it's basically a 3v2 over here, over time, and his teammates should win this.
I need help left. Help left.
No, me
help
left.
you.
So weak, so low, so low.
Rapid pushing left.
Zone in zone.
Okay, another thing. So Rapid's like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm going to kill you. So Rapid tries to kill, but he understands that he shouldn't take this 1v1. His teammates are already engaged in a fight over here, and if he takes this 1v1, he could lose. And if he loses, then it's just bad for his team. So instead of he doesn't even try to shoot. He just falls back, stays alive.
No, me left. So weak, so low, so
And
low.
then Rapid, thinking that he backed off the Zap, he's decided now I can help with this 2v2. But Burstie, who sees that, instantly punishes. Instantly says, no, I'm not letting you get over there. I'm going to paint your path. You're going to be stuck in my ink and you're going to die.
Rapid pushing left.
So yeah, right here, this is what the Rapid and Expo have been trying to do for like the past 10-20 seconds. But Burstie has been preventing that, and the moment he goes for it, Burstie punishes. And this is all through, I'm reminding you, this is all through paint. This is all through support. This is what makes a top support player a top support player. They understand these concepts. They understand that just through paint, you can apply pressure, you can influence the game. So many other people just think that support is armor spam. But there's so many other like concepts that allow you to go for plays like this. And although it doesn't seem that impressive, like look back on it, is like you're just painting.
He won't
Low
kill.
Low
Just
backing
like
left. They
turn
jumped to
around
left. They
you.
jumped to left.
He jumped.
Like it doesn't seem impressive at all, but there's this entire thought process that goes through this.
Wrap it in the street. Wrap it in the street.
Left.
Zone in zone. Rapid.
Dead. I got.
So unfortunately he dies, but this is an overall win for his team. Expo position in their spawn, that guy should die probably, if Biscuit goes over. And this is a winning situation for his team.
I dead Simp. Expo. He dropping the left street.
I'm gonna die here. I'm living.
Ball. Pushing right. Force ball. Carry your left kill. I think there's an H3.
Yeah, he's dead.
Nice. You're better.
Where's the expo? Street.
Open street,
I bubbled.
two street.
Low penalty. Low penalty.
I know where Splash is.
I need bubbles.
He's gonna shark. They're gonna go from snipe
Yeah,
again.
he's coming right. Splash coming right. Splash coming right. He's right pillow.
I can watch.
They're dropping in zone.
I cannot paint. They're gonna rush me.
Yeah, they're gonna bomb
Don't on mid. We can kill this.
Already mentioned earlier, but just reminding you guys, his positioning is genius. Oh, I guess genius is oversaying it, but it's just super consistent. He's consistently in a good position. He's consistently there to paint zone. He's consistently there to watch out for his teammates. He's consistently in a safe spot. Let me remind you, they have a Rapid that pokes for damage and pokes for kills. They have an Expo that is good at chip damage. And they have an H3 that likes to shark and burst people. They have a Splash that likes to shark. Even though all of their, basically the other team is so reliant on kills, he hasn't, I don't think he died once this game. Maybe he did, but I don't remember. He is consistently staying alive versus this team, which I don't think any other support player could do.
Rapid one.
Well,
Good flank right.
He's not flanking yet.
Backflow pushing me left.
Missile 3, missile
I'm
3
dead
in
left.
mid.
Pushing you left. No armor dead.
Okay, so one thing I want you guys to know about that. He almost dies here, but when he's about to die, notice what he does is he falls back.
Yet.
Backflow pushing me left.
Missile 3, missile.
So essentially what happens is in order to go for this kill, the Expo was forced way forward up here. And even then, the position burstie was originally is a
Good point,
pretty
right?
good spot.
He's not
Like what I expect, the Expo has to dedicate here just to try to get this kill. I think like usually a bamboo or the person far left, I think that's Kyo, should have been watching this and should have covered burstie, but I think they're preoccupied with other stuff, which is unfortunate.
flanking yet.
Backflow pushing me left.
But he instantly falls back, and just because he falls back, the other person's forced, the Expo is forced to go forward if he wants to dedicate for this kill.
Missile 3, missile
I'm
3
dead
in
left.
mid.
He armors, then he instantly punishes. This person had to overextend to get this kill. Instantly punish that.
Pushing you left. No armor dead.
So now their main painter's dead. Okay. They're, I think it's Kyo. Frontline is flanking through the left, and his other two teammates on the right. Basically, they should rush because painter's dead. They're armored, and they're basically cornering the entire team from all angles.
Dead.
Rapid.
Come in, yeah. 1 dead.
Mid street. Oh, left street.
Yeah, one.
Dead.
Nice.
And that's just what happens. One thing I want you to notice is how he went from being super passive and defensive this entire game,
This.
Push me left.
Missile 3, missile
I'm
3
and instantly, right now, he became a frontline.
Dead
in
left.
mid.
Pushing you left. No armor dead.
Rapid.
Come in, yeah. 1 dead.
Mid street. Oh, left street.
Yeah, one.
Instantly, he knows when to push up, when to get kills. One thing too, this kill was free because the other person overextended.
No armor dead.
Rapid.
Come in, yeah.
This kill was good because, guess what? Look, this guy's looking this way.
1 dead.
The H3 is also looking at Kyo. This guy's also looking at Kyo. Because of this flank, they're all looking that way, and he's really fast at just instantly capitalizing on that. He instantly switched from defense to offense. That's one thing I want from other support players. So many of them stay defense the entire game, and others are just trying to be a frontline the entire game. If you want to play support, you got to understand when to push, when it's good. And you need one thing I want you guys to realize is he doesn't ever initiate. He always covers on his team. So the person that initiated here is Kyo. Kyo is buying all this time, buying their attention, and because of that, this is all free kills for burstie. And also another thing, because it's a bamboo and squeezer, if this is like, let's just say this was a K shot, it'd be the K shot's role to this. But because he knows his team and he knows that it's his role, because he's the only other shooter that can push up like this, he goes for it right away, instantly. Like the speed at which he's making this decision is honestly pretty significant. It's like what separates from a top player from a mid-level player is what decisions they make. What separates from the top from the tippy top is the efficiency at which they make those decisions.
Mid street. Oh, left street.
Yeah, one.
Dead.
Nice.
I hold right.
Oh no, not the squid bag. But yeah, free wipe last minute. I'm pretty sure they win this game.
I hold
I'm
right.
close to bubble.
No,
Burstie, don't die.
left is open. I'm going left off the spawn.
I'm just painting everything.
I might
I'm
get
gonna-
missile in
I'm gonna
time.
hold right
not,
zone.
Not 100%.
I have bubbles.
Okay, another thing. He's calling it I'm gonna hold right zone. And it seems like it just seems like a normal call out, right? What, you're painting right zone, who cares, right? But no. Notice how this is the only time he calls out what part of the zone he's painting. The reason why is because right now, painting the zone matters more than anything else. If he's painting the right side of the zone, his teammates know that as long as they paint the left side, they can cap. So by letting his teammates know ahead of time I'm painting right zone, they know that the left zone isn't being attended. And because they're threatening KO, basically, zone has never been more important because, like, even if he called out early on in the game, let's just say at the beginning of the game, he calls out, "I'm painting right zone." That is useless information. It literally does not matter what part of the zone you're painting at the beginning of the game because the beginning of the game is all about the team fight. But right now he understands that the other team is forced to look at the zone, and they can win by just contesting zone. And by letting his teammates know what part of the zone he's painting, he's letting his teammates coordinate around what he's doing. So you know, like at first glance, it seems like an insignificant, like useless call out, but it is actually one of the biggest brain 200 IQ plays right here.
Low penalty. Yeah, pop him immediately on zone, Biscuit.
Again, letting him teammates know. Low penalty. He's letting his teammates know. I'm gonna play for zone. I'm paying right zone. You guys paint left zone. Low penalty. We win. GG. You know, it's small stuff like this that just really show how much burstie understands about the game and why he's a top player.
Missile.
Nice. I'm paying right zone forever.
He's up.
Drop it in zone. Nice, dead.
Flash on
He's up.
side.
He's up.
They drop.
Full drop. Shredding.
Tossing zone. Out one.
Yeah, left zone. I've no.
Again, he's positioned to help his bamboo that like he's there to help shred that baller. Like his positioning, he's able to paint. He lets his teammate know where he's painting. He's there to cover his teammates. Like everything, it seems insignificant. It seems like it's nothing, but it's the consistency at which he makes his decision. Like literally, Splatoon is a game where one mistake will cause you the entire game. I don't think he's made like a major mistake this entire game.
They drop.
Full drop. Shredding.
Tossing zone. Out one.
Yeah, left zone. I've no ink.
I'm pinning.
He's still left zone.
Nice. There's
Still left zone.
Top three.
He's bomb rushing.
Nice.
And yeah, that's game.
Go forward.
Nice.
Nice. Hold that
My
shit.
bad,
Good
Biscuit.
job.
So
Rushing.
I'm pinning.
one thing I do want to know,
He's still left zone.
Nice.
Zone. Out one.
Yeah, left zone. I've no ink.
1v1 or you know, right here he decides to like paint in front of the opponent.
I'm pinning.
I think another viable option would have been just to stall here and let his teammates get the kill. But at the same time, his teammates are positioned on the right side and right side. So if I were to bring this up, he's right here, the opponent's right here, his teammate is right here and right here. He can just paint stall this entire zone and let his teammates rotate around and kill this guy, or he can go right here, paint in front of the guy, and limit this guy's options. And by limiting that, his teammates that are right here can paint this part for free. So he understands that he can either just paint stall, let his teammates get the kill, or he can just act as a person that prevents the opponent from painting, apply pressure, and that way his teammates basically just paint this part for free. Small thing, but I think honestly both options were viable.
He's still left zone.
Nice. There's one.
Yeah, and you see Ice just painting this part.
Still left zone.
Top three.
He's bomb rushing.
Yeah, basically because he pushed up there, he's forced to run back. This guy just ran back, and while he's running back and placing bombs, they get capped.
Nice.
Go forward.
Nice.
Nice. Hold that
My
shit.
bad,
Good
Biscuit.
job. I fucking fell off
Nice.
like that. He broke my.
And yeah, that's a game from a top player. Thank you guys for watching. I'll make similar videos in the future if I'm not too lazy. But yeah, oh yeah, and also I'm gonna make similar videos of just random people's videos too, like clips from solo queue, just short 30-second clips if you have a question about like a decision made or what you should have done. Just hit me up and I will be willing to analyze it in the future. Thanks for watching.